Top 10 Best Africa Goalkeepers of All Time. 1. Thomas Kono. Before Thomas Kono, African goalkeepers were often seen as brave but unreliable. After him, that stereotype completely disappeared. Born in 1956 in Dzang, Cameroon, Kono grew up in an era when African football had little global respect. Kono first announced himself to the world at the 1982 FIFA World Cup in Spain. Cameroon were debutants, expected to be easy opponents. European clubs took notice, and he signed for Espanyol in Spain, where he would become a legend. For nearly a decade, Kono was one of La Liga's most respected goalkeepers, often keeping Espanyol competitive against giants like Real Madrid and Barcelona despite having a far weaker squad. With Cameroon, Kono was more than a goalkeeper, he was a leader. He helped the indomitable Lions win the 1984 Africa Cup of Nations, providing heroic performances throughout the tournament. 2. Ismaël Hadri. No African goalkeeper has ever won more, lasted longer, or led with more authority than the legendary Egyptian shot-stopper. Born in 1973 in Damietta, Egypt, Al-Hadri's journey did not begin with privilege or hype. What separated him early was not just talent, but an unyielding mentality, a refusal to accept limits, age, or expectations. His career transformed when he joined Al Ahly, Africa's most successful club. In 2018, at 45 years old, Ismaël Hadri made history by becoming the oldest player ever to appear in a FIFA World Cup match. 3. Joseph-Antoine Bell. He was a goalkeeper who thought the game before the ball even arrived. Born in 1954 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Bell grew up with a rare combination of athletic talent and sharp intellect. Even as a young player, he studied opponents, angles, and movements. Bell rose to prominence in the late 1970s, a time when African goalkeepers were still treated with skepticism in Europe. He was calm under pressure, clean in his handling, and extremely efficient. Bell's international career with Cameroon coincided with one of the most important eras in African football history. Joseph-Antoine Bell proved that African goalkeepers were not just strong and brave but thinking, tactical, world-class professionals. 4. Vincent Enyeama. In Nigerian football history, no goalkeeper has ever inspired more trust, more belief, or more unforgettable moments than Vincent Enyeama. He was not the flashiest, but when Nigeria needed a miracle, Enyeama delivered. Born in 1982 in Akwa Ibom State, Enyeama's journey began far from global stadiums. Enyeama became Nigeria's first-choice goalkeeper in the early 2000s, and almost immediately, he announced himself on the world stage. Over the next decade, Enyeama became Nigeria's backbone, playing in 3 World Cups 2002, 2010, 2014 and multiple AFCON tournaments. 5. Sadaka Tuga. Before African teams were feared, before World Cup upsets became expected, there was Sadak Sassi, famously known as a Tuga, the goalkeeper who stood between Africa and history, and refused to blink. Born in 1945 in Tunisia, Sassi came of age when African football was still fighting for global recognition. Sassi spent most of his club career with Club Africain, one of Tunisia's biggest teams.